Shoot! Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now today's piece of content is back to where I absolutely love, and that is with backpacks. Ever since I was a young lad out in the moorlands, you know, it was just about countryside living. All there was to do was to get out into the countryside and make adventures, and I'd always have a backpack with me because that's what I'd take my food and just bits with me to help with those adventures. So yeah, today we are going to look at the Elements backpack from Alpaka. Now I think it's probably important at the beginning here to mention this was sent to me to review. However, with the long-standing talks that I've had with Alpaka, who I think this is 2021, this is the first year I've started to look at Alpaka gear, and quite quickly they've become one of my favourite manufacturers out there. But straight from the beginning, it's always been about truthfulness and honesty. I know they appreciate the feedback that I give to them, so everything that you'll hear today is 100% my opinion. I haven't been paid to, favourably review this. So yeah, we'll just get straight into it. Now what I'll do is I'll turn the camera around so we can have a closer look at this backpack. While I'm doing that, if at any point you do enjoy this content, if you'd like to hit that like button and subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. But for now, let's turn the camera around and let's have a closer look at the Elements backpack. So as we usually do, I'll go around the measurements, we'll have a look at some of the materials, and then we'll have a look at what's inside the bag. Now as far as measurements are concerned, it measures 52 centimeters by 32 centimeters by 14 centimeters deep. The actual volume of the pack, this is a 24 litre pack, and to be fair, it's actually quite deceiving with the amount that you can fit in. I always find with that kind of 24, 25, 26, 27 litre pack, you've still got that 20 in your head, even though you've got an extra 6 or 7 litres extra in there. But what I've found with this is having my laptop in there, having my other tech accessories when I go into the studio, there's still enough that I can still fit plenty more in if I needed to go out and do some other things or take some other things to work with me. Construction wise, so throughout the pack, especially here on the outside, it's constructed from this 500D Codra nylon. Now, one of the things that I find with Codra versus, say, somebody like Cordura is it just has a smoother texture to it. It's still 500D, so it's still incredibly tough. This bag itself will definitely take a kicking. However, it just has a smoother kind of feel to it, which is actually quite nice. I think this bag definitely for the commuter, for those type of people, I think it's perfect for that, and it gives it a nice finish. There are some other materials in here. On the inside there is a 300D hex ripstop liner, which is very, very nice. And then here under the bottom, just in case you were unsure that the 500D material wasn't strong enough, there's some extra 1680 D ballistic nylon here on the bottom as well, just on this bottom panel here, where when you're putting this down you're going to get the most wear. It's just to make sure that you get even less wear on there, considering that this is 3 times as stronger than as the 500 on the inside. Now as far as, oh sorry, I forgot to mention as well, what you have on here as well, you have YKK zippers throughout. There is one here, there's a couple of pockets on the inside, whereas the main pocket here where you'll store your tech equipment and your laptop or whatever it is that you want to store in there, this has a really nice large AquaGuard zipper on there, and it was also one with eye hooks on the top, or eye loops, whatever they're called, so that when you zip them together it's more of an anti-theft kind of thing, and it'll stop people from getting in there that you don't want to. Now I'll go around, so let's have a look at some of the features on here. Now as far as this pack is concerned, it actually takes more of a traditional style backpack. It's very reminiscent of some of those early backpacks that you'd see from the likes of Eastpak, in the way that it is. So you have your main pocket, you have a quick access pocket on the front here, which I like that they've used this flap here, because it actually one it makes it look very sleek across the front, but it also hides that zip as well, so that it's a little bit more hidden if you're out in the city. You have 2 side pockets. The side pockets are great on here. You can fit up to a litre bottle in here. I just have some iced tea in there at the moment, but they're identical on both sides. And what they do is they have these elastic straps on there, which are all built in to this seam. So when it pushes open, it gives you the volume that you need, and I can fit my hand in there. But as soon as you take whatever is out, that volume just goes straight back down, flush against the side of the pack. It really adds to its kind of minimal, can I say elegant? Yeah, I'll say elegant. Has a very elegant kind of look and feel to it. So they're both on each side. Now, as I mentioned, there is a pocket here on the front, and this is access through this hidden zipper. You can open this up. Here at the moment I have a small first aid kit and a little microfiber cloth. This goes, hopefully if you can see, there is a seam here and there is a seam here, and then there is additional seam here where it goes from the 500D Codra to the 1680 ballistics nylon. That's the depth of this pocket. Now, I usually save to the end when I'm talking about things that I'd possibly change, but I thought as we're going through this in this order, I might as well add to it here. And that is this pocket. It's just, I mean, it really is about 4 inches deep. I feel that maybe if this was maybe moved up, so where you have this line here where you've got these the side pockets, you could continue this line but then give it an extra 2 or 3 inches. It's a great pocket for stashing things like keys and your mobile phone if you want to put them here on the outside, but it just feels a little bit short. It's got a great width on it, but when you put stuff into it, you are kind of limited by what you can put into it. But again, that's only a small thing. It's a small niggle, but it's depth when you come in. It really just is this 4 or 5 inches there. So that's it from the outside. Like I say, it's a very simple, very minimal kind of elegant design. At the top you have these 2 AquaGuard zippers, ambi open. You can pull them both open like that, and then you can pull this front flap down. Now this is the main bread and butter of this pack. So here on the back there is a fleece lined laptop section. On this I have a 16-inch laptop and it fits in there absolutely perfectly. Now if you have a wider 16-inch laptop, I'll put the dimensions here, then mine will fit in and there's extra room. The only difficulty that you'll get, especially if you're wanting to look at 17-inch laptops, is that you'll get to the point where you're getting right up to the top of the pack here and you might not be able to close it. Down at the bottom, this is a suspended laptop section. There's a good inch, maybe an inch and a half, where the laptop section ends before it actually makes contact with the bottom of the bag. So if you're the type of person that throws your bag around a lot, then you've got that extra protection in there. Now we're just going to take out, so here I've got a little everyday tech pouch that I use for, that's the one that I really swap around my bags a lot. Then I have the Elements tech pack. Now this fits in, it's as though it was designed to fit in here, it's crazy. But this fits in perfectly into here, it's actually really good with this pack. And then I have a small notebook that I use when I'm in the studio just to do quick little designs and make notes and stuff. And then you've got the main volume of this 24 litre pack. There are a couple of things, especially here on the front. So it has almost like, I suppose you call them molly loops if this was on another bag. But these are useful because these can be used with Alpaka's magnetic accessories, so that you can clip these in on here, and they also clip in on the front here, so that you can use these if you use their lanyards, if you use their little wallets, their ID clips. They'll all clip into here and they're all completely interchangeable, which is really quite useful. Then outside, or at least let's call that the back of it, and then you've got this front flap here. There is a small zip pocket here as well, which I keep some pens. This has a really nice mesh on the front, and then behind there is an additional one, which I have the through night in. This is a flashlight that I'm testing at the moment, which is an absolute, it's a beast, it is an absolute beast, but that's in there as well. Now, I mentioned on the front here, and again, this is another thing that if possible, I would possibly change, and that is just these pockets. If this pocket here, the back pocket, if this could go just a little bit deeper, or you could move this down so that they could become a little bit deeper as well, you're kind of limited to some of the things that you want to put into these. This larger pocket, it would be awesome if I could put my charger for my laptop in there to keep it separate, but it just won't fit. Again, I'm hopefully not labouring the point. It's just a little bit of feedback as far as just making these pockets just that extra little bit bigger. But you know, the inside of here, you can see all of the stitches are absolutely immaculate, which is one thing that I always find with Alpaka. You know, they are amazing. All of the all of the seams are reinforced. This hex ripstop is really nice. This really is something special. Yeah, it's just quality, really is quality on the inside. So zip that back up, and the last real bit to touch on is the back panel. Or at least actually, so as far on the top here, you might be able to see that there is a grab handle. The grab handle's, you know, it does what a grab handle should do. You know, you grab it and you can pick it up. Some might say it's a little bit small. I think they could make it maybe a little bit wider and just add to the length of that. But again, for me, for my hands, I certainly don't have any trouble picking this up. If I move those that way, because I want to talk about those especially, because there's something special going on there. But the back panel itself, you have a really nice vented back panel. There's a little bit of lumbar support there. I mean, I wouldn't call it a massive amount, but there's just enough to add a little bit, and then it vents up the back. The foam on this is actually really nice. It gives just enough cushion so that when you've got your laptop in there, you don't feel as much that it's in there. I suppose it's difficult to quantify because it depends on the size of your laptop. However, when I've been using this, it just, you know, it feels like a great backpack when it's on your back. And then across the bottom here, hopefully you can see, this is where that 1680 ballistic nylon continues. Now I'm going to flip this round, hopefully so that you can see these, and I'll get a closer look of this. But the back of the straps uses this textured, and it's not just textured as in, you know, you can feel it on your fingertips. You can feel this across your whole hand as you go down through it. So I'm going to use the term weird, but it's certainly weird in a good way, because when you've got this on, it kind of, right, so anyone of a certain age will remember those beaded things that you used to be able to have on your car seats, so that when you sat on them, it just kind of gave you this really nice feeling on your back. Okay, definitely show my age there, but it does the same with this, so that when you've got it on, it feels as though it's actually spreading the weight of these straps over a wider area, and they're very nice cushioned, but just got this weird texture. And again, this is 100% weird in a good way, and I certainly like it, and I'd like to see more backpacks with this on. I don't know how it's made. I'm guessing it's some sort of thermal setting, and then you have the you have this material overlaid across the top of it, but it's very nice. It's very different. When I've been into the studio and I've put this down on the few times that people have walked past it and they've seen this, they've actually stopped to ask about what this is about, and then I've let them try it on, and they're like, "That's weird, but I like it." So I think weird, yeah, weird possibly is the best way to describe it. But there's always a nice weird rather than a weird, horrible weird. So let's stop using the word weird. Last bit to finish off, you've got some nice buckles. All of the straps on here have a little bit of elastic on there to help with the strap retention, and then you have a fidlock magnetic buckle for a sternum strap. I know some people don't like sternum straps. Me personally, I'm a sternum strap kind of guy. I quite like a sternum strap on my pack. Now, as far as how it wears great. It sits perfectly on your back. There's enough adjustment in the straps so that you can get it just right. As far as your movement is concerned, the straps have an ergonomic shape to them, so as you're moving your shoulders and your chest, then you certainly don't have any difficulty. You get a full range of movement. Now, all of my experience so far with Alpaka mainly has been through slings. We've looked at 2 slings and one that's a kind of a quasi sling with that tech pack, and I've been really itching to get my hands on something from them that is a traditional backpack, and I think yet again they've absolutely knocked it out of the park. There are some small tweaks that I'd make, you know, as I've talked about with the internal pocket and that outside pocket, just making that slightly bigger, or being able to use a little bit more of that internal real estate with those additional pockets. However, I mean, that's if I've laboured on that too much, I certainly don't want you to think that that is a massive negative of the bag. I think it's a great bag. I think it is a perfect commuter style, everyday carry backpack. It's certainly, over the last, now I've had this about 2 months now, so over the last 2 months when I've been testing this, luckily the studio that I work at, I've been able to get in there a little bit more often, so using this as a daily commute style backpack, it's perfect. I have a 16-inch laptop in here and it just fits in perfectly with everything else that I need on a daily basis. So huge shout out and a massive thank you to Alpaka for sending this my way. I certainly look forward to future projects with you guys in the future. I'm definitely looking forward to 2022 and seeing how that shapes out. Yeah, it'd be absolutely amazing. Now, before I go into my clothes, just a reminder that I do have 2 giveaways currently at the moment. One of those, which is the Instagram giveaway, actually has a Alpaka sling as part of it. So if you find me on Instagram and find this thumbnail, then you'll be able to see exactly how you can enter the giveaway that I've got on Instagram. If you'd like to take part on the £100 giveaway that I have here on YouTube, then search for this thumbnail and you'll be able to see how you can take part in that as well. Obviously, I mean, it's £100 here in the UK, but wherever you are in the world, I'll convert it to your local currency. Yeah, all of the links are in the description below. You'll be able to see Alpaka's links in there. You'll be able to see some of my social media links in there as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. You know, it's the usual YouTube thing, but it really is important for YouTubers when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. It massively helps. Even just a simple thing of just sharing this on your social media does make a huge difference in the recommendations. But hey, for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC.